Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 27th of March. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Aquarian tarot for today's reading. So it's the season of the tarot cards that come in little tin boxes like this apparently. I used a similar deck yesterday. This is what the Aquarian tarot looks like. And this deck has its own kind of fan base. Whenever I use them, people write about having had this deck for like years and years, and so I really like these. I think they have a unique quality. Okay, so let me just shuffle these and then I'm going to choose 3 cards to see what's coming up here. Or actually I might choose 4 cards. Let's see. First card is the Tower. Okay. The 4 of Rods. Wow, so we have night and day here. The Tower is things blowing up and coming undone. The 4 of Wands is a wedding, is a celebration, something being bound together for a future together. So we've got major contrasts. Then we have the 8 of Swords, so things may not make sense and there may be a feeling of helplessness if they don't make sense. And finally, the Ace of Cups, which is a gift and a blessing from the universe when it comes to your own intuition, your own inner guidance system, and it means you don't have to worry about the 8 of Swords. So even if things don't make sense on paper, then your intuition gives you the answers that you're looking for. So don't feel the need on this day, Monday the 27th, to problem solve by immediately going to other people and the experts and asking what the solution is. You have it within yourself to find the solution to any kind of problem that's occurring in your life. And ultimately the cards are saying, look inside first before you share the experience with other people, or before you try and find solutions via some institution or some, regulating body, group of people. So it's really interesting and kind of specific. Let's see what each card says in itself. So the Tower is a major arcana card, and it's the only major arcana card in this spread. So that's the big theme of the day. That's something that has been a big presence in your life for a long time, and that can be a job or a relationship or a way of seeing the world. Lightning strikes and it comes undone. So the Tower is one of those cards when it comes up in a reading, you see it and it's not like, oh, it's all going to be a bowl of cherries. It's uncomfortable because something that is solid and permanent and long-term is disrupted, and it means that a move has to be made at the very least and something else needs to be built. So it can feel like a bit of a chore and arduous and uncomfortable, but ultimately it's a process that repeats itself over and over. The structures in your life that you've worked so hard for that no longer work, some of those need to go if you want to build new structures. So the Tower to me is this constant process of building and then having it destroyed and then building something else and having it destroyed again and again and again. And it has to be, because the Tower, it becomes too imposing and it's too rigid. So it's actually a message that says, be willing to change and let go of things. If things appear to be exiting your life on this day, then they're meant to exit. They've become too heavy. And that's kind of confirmed by the 4 of Rods here, because the 4 of Rods, so 4 wands, 4 rods, elements of fire, what you're passionate about, what you love. The 4 of Rods is this celebration and a sense of creating structure and community and a feeling of home. But with the 4 of Wands, the way they're positioned, it creates a doorway. So a journey has to be involved. You have to walk through this threshold, through the doorway, to get to that little castle at the back here. So most of us, and well, not always, but sometimes we have to be pressured and prompted to do something differently in life because we have to do it. There may be financial considerations or family pressures or whatever it is. And it forces us to go on this journey. So with the Tower here, something coming undone or seemingly kind of being blown to smithereens, it puts you on track to go on this journey, to get back into the rhythm of things, and it opens the door for you to walk into something better. The Eight of Swords is a woman who's been, usually we've got like a town in the back, and she's been exiled into the marshes, and she's standing like in these puddles surrounded by swords, and she can't move, she's bound and blindfolded. So it's someone who doesn't have really a clue of what's going on, who feels ostracized, who feels powerless, and who feels alone. And that, if something is lost, can often make us feel very alone. So the key thing here isn't to scramble and to say, oh, how do I fix the situation? Before you do that, look at it for a few seconds and say, do I even need to fix this? Or is it okay for this to break and to go? Because the message I'm getting here is that if something does exit, it is meant to exit. And the important thing isn't then to try and to claw onto what's left, but to see it clearly and say, that's one less worry I have to be concerned with here. So it's the card is saying the perspective may be off, because that's like an addiction almost. Like if you're addicted to something, you can't live without that substance. You can't live without it. You'll die if you don't get the substance. And then once you get clean and sober, and you're like, hey, I'm living perfectly fine without this substance, it's like, what on earth was I thinking? So the solution to the lack of perspective is the Ace of Cups, your intuition. How do I feel about it? I feel good. I don't feel good. Keep it as simple as that. That's the end of it. So this thing that has become more complicated today or is dissolving, my immediate reaction is to try and save it and to fix it. But before I do that, should I fix this or not? You'll get an answer via your intuition. It'll say either go for it, jump in, or it will say hands off, don't bother. This is meant to go the way it's going. Those kind of moments to me have been super, super important in my life, because usually, well, first of all, your guidance is never going to lead you down the wrong track, right? But second of all, it's those kind of moments of I was by myself, I didn't have any support, I had something happen, and I made the decision on how I'm going to take care of it. When you look back on those moments months or even years later, for me anyway, those are the moments where it's like, wow, you grew up a little bit, Greg. And you kind of realize that you can make your own decisions. You're an adult. You're capable. You can handle certain things. Well done, you. I'm being facetious now, but really, it's like you feel proud of yourself, or you know that you've got your own back at least, and you have proven it to yourself, and you can access those moments in your memory whenever you want. It's a way of building an identity you can be proud of. Number-wise, we've got 16 and 4 is 20. Sorry, I'm hesitating because I don't like the way that sounded. You can build an identity you're proud of. I don't mean that to sound like condescending or like, who am I to say anything like that? Ultimately what I meant is the self that you would like to be. That's what you're able to build and take a step closer towards being that. Okay. 16 and 4 is 20, and 8 is 28, and 1 is 29, 2 and 9 is 11, and 11 is the master number of service. And we've got 2 11s here as well. So you can really help yourself out here today and really be of service to you by listening to your gut and not letting yourself be told how you should react or how you should feel, but you actually decide how that's going to go down. And that's the way to avoid mistakes and to get on this happy spot to something better, and even to accept something that may be less than ideal. So it's a really full-on day. There's lots happening. I hope that gives you an idea of what's coming up here. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all four. So if you have any questions about your life purpose or what's coming up in future, or a relationship, or a financial or living situation, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.